Hi, I am Soumya Savan and today I am going to present my course project over the topic Grocery Management System Software, and it is under the course DA214 and DA215, which is taken by our instructor Dr. Chiranjeev Sur and our teaching assistant Mr. Anupam Kumar. So basically it was a very long project and it required some efforts from my end to create this project. But what I have created is not just specific to a grocery management. It is a basic template for any software system which is aimed to create a which aims to basically provide a solution to this kinds of stuff like admin, employee and customer type of framework. So let me start my presentation. So welcome to the presentation on the grocery management system. I will discuss how our management system can revolutionize the grocery management by adding common inefficiencies and enhancing customer service. So basically the problem which is faced by all the manual admin and the employee framework which is out there is that the customer is dissatisfied due to the stockouts and the complexity of managing things. Basically everything comes with an overhead. That overhead cost can be actually decreased a lot if we automate the task. So basically task automation helps to reduce that overhead of time loss, which we can effectively utilize to actually notify the admin beforehand the situation which he is gonna face. The issues lead to lost sales and diminished customer loyalty, both in value wise and in actually monetary loss the admin suffers. So the analysis of the market. Current market solutions often fall short in providing comprehensive and customizable and scalable grocery management. Our research indicates a demand for more integrated and a more intelligent system. So basically it is a very common project to create a grocery management system, and there are multiple projects over this topic. But what I did is to integrate some unique solutions into my system, which I will be covering later on. Our objectives are clear from the start: to reduce the operational cost and maximize the efficiency and enhance the shopping experience through a user-friendly interface and a reliable data insights. Basically, data insights are generated through graphs and various kinds of visualization kind of thing, cause it is very actually difficult to handle many data logs. If a single person is managing the backend, he just fetches the data in front of the user, but the user, which like the admin, is not very much tech savvy. He can be actually a simple man, like a businessman type of businessman. So he want an insight actually from the data which is being fetched. So we are creating data visualization kind of thing, so that he can get a clear cut data visualization which help him to restock the products, which I will be covering in the later section. So our proposed solution is to build a robust platform and to improve the customer engagement through advanced analytics and real-time data processing. My site actually which I have built it is a very dynamic site. It fetches the data and updates in real time without a 20-second loss. So basically I first divided my site and this framework into three parts: customer, employee and administration, which is managed by a single or a group of people. So basically the customer is the end-to-end user who uses the product, and he can actually buy some kind of product and see what products are actually available in the store. Employees like handling some of the task of the admin, but he don't have the rights of the admin. Actually, he can update the product, restock the product and see what kind of trend is going in the market. and notify the admin about the same. But admin has the supreme power here. Actually, this software is aimed for mainly it is aimed for admin. Actually, for the customer side there are many softwares out in the market, but for the admin side almost there are negligible softwares. So starting over with the customer, the first feature, which is all product view. Basically the customer can see all kind of product which are available, like the quantity of each product and item name and number of items, and he or she can simply add the product in the cart. And now this is the view of his cart. The front end is kind of cluttered here, but and he can check out and process the transaction. Once a transaction is actually processed, it gets completed, his cart gets cleared out, and that transaction is recorded. So basically the user is provided with a search bar which has 4 different types of filters. Like he can actually search a complete product if he wants, actually, like with the particular ID category. And these are like vanilla features like price range search, sort on the item price. So this is the all transaction log which the user can see, basically what kind of product in the history that he ordered. But see, this kind of actually data is nothing when we are looking over it. It looks very cluttered like a thing. We cannot infer anything from it. It is just a record, and we cannot infer from a record if we don't know actually what is going on we cannot infer anything. And obviously the user wants that he or she wants to spend a minimum time over my site looking at all transactions log. So what I did is, using a chart.js library, I plotted those data in the monthly expenses like of thing. Like I clubbed all those backend data of those SQL, and I filtered the date and generated a plot that what is his monthly expense. Obviously the expense in the April section is high due to the fact that this is created in April, so all the data logs are entered in April, therefore the monthly expense for the user is 1600. And for the March and Feb part, it is actually randomly hard coded. And the other kind of visualization which I am plotting for the customer is like he or she can actually see that which product he purchased in a pie chart view. Like the person purchased garam masala 6 times, which is clear cut. Like if there are certain amount of products in the market, this is actually a very good visualization technique, pie chart. When your attributes like products are limited over a time frame, you can actually see that what kind of product you are actually purchasing. That share will be shifted dynamically. So basically the same thing. Now coming over to the employee point of view, that how my software will look to an employee. So employee can actually update the table. Employee can actually change the cost of each item and the number of each item and update the table. Like this is kind of a work which admin allocates to the employee, and employee do this according to his whim. And transaction log is actually common to all three, but the customer can actually see his or her transactions only, and the employee and the admin can see the transaction of all the transaction happened with that grocery shop or supermarket. Cause here is the product ID, number of items, cost of items, and date of purchase. So basically employee also gets a feature to visualize the data of that all transaction log. So this is basically a line plot. Which actually tells the employee that on each date how much transaction is being processed. Note, previously at the time of customer, I plotted the chart over a monthly span of time. cause a single customer is less likely to purchase every day in a bulk like of thing. But when I'm talking about this software, every day a lot of product is being purchased over this software. So it is better to plot it So it is better to plot it day by day or some span of time, which you can determine that what is your software, how is your software actually performing. See here, I actually plotted it monthly here. So see the spike in the graph, and it may vary actually. It may vary very much actually when your software grows. So you can change it accordingly. Now there is another kind of visualization for all transactions, like number of items. Number of items is also a parameter, that how many items are actually being subtracted from your inventory. That is also very important for a company to know. This was about the cost of item, and this is about the number of items which are being transacted monthly. The employee can see this. And employee can also see the product visualization type of thing, like which product is trending in the market currently. Now coming over to the main part of the software, which is the admin side of the software. Basically admin side is the actually heart of the software, which is almost the 50 to 60% of my software. So it starts with a customer record, that admin can see the customer record, but the employee cannot see the customer record. And admin can of course update the customer list, and he can also update the employee list and add a new employee to his basically so. And of course the product log can be updated by the admin also, but in addition he can actually change the item name and category. Transaction log is same thing. So in features, he can actually visualize the all transactions, taking all transactions, which the same thing, it is the same thing like the employee. And in the bar graph, you can see the number of items transacted in each month, and the current trends which are in the market. Like from this pie chart, we can infer that sugar is trending in the market now, because it is at a wider angle. So the 4 type of search bar is also available at the admin type for the admin. Now these were like the simple features which actually the admin can see and act accordingly. But now coming over to the security measures which we are taking here. So basically our backend is created in SQL, and SQL is very much prone to injections. Like anyone can, suppose your query is like select from where, and some clause and some clause and some clause. And suppose an attacker comes to a site and he writes that where something equal to 1 equal to 1 is always true, basically, and he can add it with a or clause. It is a very simple example actually. So basically he can actually access your whole database, like you are trying to actually fetch the data to the user which he or she is supposed to see, but he can actually manipulate the query, and this practice is actually known as SQL injection. So basically it allows the user to view the data which he or she is not supposed to see, but by mistake